All right. What up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? I do believe this is our first time going live over here on the StonedDM channel. Uh, Let me share this on some social real quick, huh? Let's see. Come talk some D&D. Yay. Shared a lot of stuff today, so none of it will probably go through. You know how that gets. Uh, Fun stuff. But we've had a lot of interesting things happen in the All Bear crew here. So, we got uh, Resurrection, the Land of Giants. Oh, I put the wrong number on that one, didn't I? Huh. Oops. We'll have to fix that. We'll do that later. Oh well, numbers don't really matter. Nobody watches these things. So it's all just for fun and for chatting and talking and just getting some ideas out there, because D&D is such a crazy game, and if we don't talk about it at least with ourselves, then what will we do, you know? But we have been in the Land of Giants for a little bit now. They were kind of stuck. They didn't know what to do. Player agency is not always easy to come up with when you're in the moment and you're kind of on the spot, because I was like, oh, you guys need to make a deal to figure out what you're going to do here. And they're like, well, what kind of deals are there? Like, we're not, going to do this or that. And like, we're not going to, put ourselves at a disadvantage, but like at the same time, like we don't even really understand what we can or can't offer. And like that comes on to me, as a DM to, understand that problem and lay out a couple of different, at least guidelines or ideas, or even, just talk them through it a little bit. Like at the end of one of the sessions, one of them asked, they were like, can we just get like a $10 tip? And it's like, yeah, of course. Like, my bad, y'all. Like, yeah, of course we can do that. Like, easy peasy. But it's all about just communicating with the table and working things through and understanding, in your head that there have to be multiple routes through scenarios, because you can't rely on, having one perfect understanding and the players, not finding it. And, you either have to railroad them into it or rage quit that thing and go into an entirely different direction that you are now upset by. Like, that's not like a thing we want to do. I guess I probably should have moved the mic closer. I guess this is usually pretty quiet too. Like I feel like maybe I get a little quiet. You can't really hear me what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That was probably rude, but yeah. So you just gotta communicate with the table, talk some things through, and again, like everyone always says it, but the DM isn't against the players. They're just like the ref or the manager or things like that. Like, so don't leave your players just sitting there stuck if they can't find all the answers, especially like we still have a game to play, right? Like if they're just sitting there stuck and going like, this isn't a video game, this isn't a puzzle for like brain games, $50 activities or whatever. Like if you're playing a dungeon run and they understand that the game will come to a halt if they can't find this the particular answer, But like when it comes to like scenarios like I have them in where they're just hanging out with the giants, and like the idea is that the giants land and the land of Mirej mainland, even though they're still connected, are off limits to each other. So like in order for this giant to allow them to go and not cause problems, it's got to have a cost. I said way too many times. Don't do that. Everything's all fucked up, man. Life ain't easy. We just live in it, I did that one on purpose. I promise. But I mean, yeah, it really just comes down to interacting together, not leaving the important clues behind locks is like another big step in the right direction. It's very helpful. If there are things people need to find, leave them in a place that is findable. Like if they have to break through, even like a DC 15 lock, like they might not find that unless you're going to let every player have a chance to crack it and unlimited options. You know what I mean? But like, in order to progress the game and not, allow everything to just be gotten, you have to not allow characters to do the same things. So unless you're going to just do that with that one object, and most players wouldn't even really understand that you're going to allow them to completely just attempt, like, even if it's not just each player, like I probably don't imagine that I as a player would be like, I tried that box, I failed that box, so I get to try that box again. Like, again, it's not like a video game. That's kind of not how it works. Like, obviously, if you have, the tools and stuff, you can do it. But like, if you fail, you fail. You got to keep moving in most cases. Like, there's not like the time to just hang out and try the lock 16 times. Like, but then at that point too, like as the DM, like you got to break the lock, right? Like if they keep failing, like if you let them try it a couple times and they fail, like the lock's just got to be like broken or something. Like, but again, if you have the only answer to the solution behind that thing, they have to keep trying, and like that's confusing, not just for the player, but even maybe for the DM, like. Because then you're just like, yeah, it's just keep doing that. But I guess they can like smash it. There's always that. Like, oh, the safe, just break it open. If we can't crack the code, like fuck the code. But I guess that's why you break the lock. You're like, oh, the lock's broken. You're gonna have to do something, and then it'll like Hulk smash. Like some groups got a guy who wants to hit things, right? Like, a person, an amigo. Well, I guess that's the O is. I don't know things. Let's not get into that. So yeah, like I expected them to kind of just like work together, brainstorm, even maybe think about the game outside of the session a little bit. However, when they did ask for the hint, like I gave them one, and then before the session came up, we got our group chat, so I messaged a couple of different ideas that they can go forth again just to refresh the thing, because we got a lot of life stuff going on. We're all adults. You can't think about this silly game that you're only playing on Wednesday. Like, granted, we do play every Wednesday and we're very serious about it. Like, it's still a game, and it's still not like we're doing it for fun. We're not doing it like as like a, I guess it is an obligation, but like it's not like a requirement. You know what I mean? Like, so uh, just give them a little bit of a refresher, talk people through some things. And as a player, ask for hints and stuff. I mean, obviously, like if you do it like all the time, like, oh, do we gotta level up or whatever, like, the joke is where you consistently, ask for, different things like that. Maybe that could be like an issue. I don't know that I would have a problem with it. Um, I I'm not a big uh proponent of like not spoiling things. So like you'll have to calm me down sometimes because I'll tell you the whole fucking story. But also like I try not to reveal like a lot of things that I do have in mind because I don't want to have any kind of influence on the decisions that the players make because they all have very different minds than me and they all solve problems in a very different style. So I don't want to hinder that or direct that. I have railroaded them the one time, like I had said, but that wasn't um to hinder them or to like stop them from making a choice that like they literally had just finished like not like an arc but like a mini arc, I guess, some filler if you will. um and then they went and fought a bunch of trolls, and then when that was over it was like, okay, where to now? However, I did hit him with like a, hey, this is super important and this guy is in dire situation. uh Also, you guys are gone now. Like that was pretty dick. But I again, they didn't have an actual game plan. There was no like full on direction. They have things that they need to accomplish. Um, I just thought that this would be a fun side quest, kind of liven up the game a little bit, open up the world to like more fantasy s things, and let them know that like things don't make sense. Um, it is a fantasy world. The rules don't always apply that apply to our real life situations. Uh, like there are different things that come up and happen and stuff. So um, that was like the one time I really railroaded them. 'Cause and also I did want to see how they would handle coming into this situation and how they would handle the potential of, oh no, we're, here forever or stuck, or like how do we maneuver through this kind of, real life hindrance? Well, not real life, obviously, but like for the character. We're now in lands that are off land, off limits. You're now, but you also found people that you didn't know even existed. And Bubo found her home, and that was like a big part of it too. Is like revealing the bird folk and showing them the giants. And there was like one time, one of them said something to me. They were like, "Well, we thought the giants were just evil," and it's like, huh. I I mean, I get that. Uh, I I don't know that I've written too many things that are kind of just evil. I do like having, people who are evil and who obviously deserve to be taken down. Like I don't like having the gray area as far as like the bad guy goes. Um, but like a lot of our villains have been like monsters and stuff like that, uh you can't be in here. Anybody want a free cat? Oh, I know, right? Yeah, he'll be okay. Huh. There's multiple of them. Free cats. Multiple cats. Free of them. Free cats. Come one, come all. But yeah, like I don't know that I have written too many characters, especially like because I have the giants obviously are bad guys, but I never imagine them, you know, just being purely evil. And I suppose that's kind of a fallacy on my part, is like yeah, they are bad guys and they do have bad philosophies and they do have, you know, unjustifiable things that they are doing, right? Like in this world, you know, we have, you know, they are basically Romans, you know, they kind of put on the games and force people to participate and, you know, things along those lines. And like obviously those things are inherently evil, but like the people themselves, they don't see it that way. They weren't raised that way. And those things, again, while they are evil, are not, you know, who they are. Those are just, you know, the things that they've done ingrained in them. But they do have, you know, other other factors that make up, you know, who they are as a whole. And while, you know, they do these abhorrible thing, you know, abhorrent things, um they they're also, you know, fun loving and like open to like I told them, you know, they had to make a deal with this guy and they were like, well, how do we fit, you know, this guy's evil, how do we know that he would hold up to his end of the bargain? Like why would, and so I had the king, or you know, the ex-king, the one of the guys who was captive. He was like, oh, you know, I know them to be, you know, dishonorable characters, but they do honor and respect the art of deals and you know the consequences and stuff that come with them. However, they will make deals in their favor. They will find ways to ensure that the gamble is a lot less of a gamble on their end. Like that, like they're not good guys, but if you win, you win. Like that's it. Like um but like again, like, that kind of comes down to like a fallacy kind of like on my part, where I should write people as being more evil and just downright dastardly. And I'm not opposed to that. And honestly, I do believe, again, I believe in having objectively bad guys. Like if you have a guy who is evil, um like it makes it easier to justify going in and wiping the floor with that fucker, you know what I mean? Like um but I also, you know, don't expect them to try and like wipe out the giants and stuff like that. Like you know, if there's a way to incorporate the giants, or like, you know, the deal that these guys eventually came out to, like go watch the All Bear Crew. We just did episode 48 of the same session. We also have uh Curse of Strahd and Wild Beyond the Witchlight. That we have played. And then we got a couple that we didn't release on, you know, YouTube. We kind of built ourselves up a little bit and started with Strahd. A lot of fun, a lot of fun. I've learned many things since then. I would like to run Strahd again because I would make, you know, some different changes, but also You got the tarot cards and stuff that would make the changes for you. Man. Water went up the wrong pipe, and it did go up. It went, I don't know how it went up the nose, but booyah. So, but they did eventually figure out a deal, and it was, you know, a standout deal. I thought it was pretty good. It gives the Giants some wiggle room to try and turn the tides against the group, but it also, you know, gives the group a little bit of leeway to see, you know, how good their diplomacy skills are. It gives us a little bit of a chance to role play with some different important characters, and it really sets up a chance for the princess to really solidify herself as a leader of the people of not just Caresti but also Mirage as a whole, because the elves, they have been in the realm almost as long as the dwarves, highly respected on the council. Well, I guess that's that. I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to smile.